Okay, guys, welcome back to Bookish Bites. So I'm going to show you how I got my. Um, this is the first website I built for Bookish Bites, and it's really simple. Anybody can do this. All you need is a Canva membership, which is like $13 a month, and Canva will let you build a website. You don't have to buy a domain. I I recommend if you want to really use it as a full website to get a domain names. You can get some for free for your first year, or they're like you can get some for like under $10. I haven't bought one in a while, so I could be a little off about that. I have to double check that. But domains are not that hard to get. Okay, they're not that expensive. So I didn't with this because I do have a website for my publishing company, and this magazine is uh, this is a product of that publishing company. So, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't have a website. It's good to still have a website. I once got the privilege to speak with a man who basically his job was to raise money for companies. He was excellent at marketing. Um, he wouldn't tell me the name of the company that he did this for, but he did give me some pointers, and he told me to have at least five different websites. And it sounds a little bit much, but he said people like different things. And that was something that he had learned. So, one of the things he would do when he worked for these companies is he would go in and start looking at all their stuff and breaking it down and reassembling it. So, one of the companies he went and he worked for, they didn't even have money to pay him. And what he did was he to help him out. He said, "All right, he basically he said he had to create his own paycheck. Basically, it was a water company. That's all I'm going to say. He didn't tell me the name of the water company, right? Um, but he did say that it was around the time of the Olympics. It's one of the Olympics. This was a few years ago, and they had to. So when you come out of the main building, and I think this one was being held in China at that time. When you're coming out of the main building, um, the first like they have all the vendors outside, right? So the people tend to go to the first vendors they see, and so those companies are so those that real estate is normally at a higher bid. Well, he was able to, I don't know how this man did it, but he was able to get that company that is dying. Their company was dying. Like they didn't even have money to pay him a spot up in front. So they were one of the first water companies that they saw coming out of the building, and that move made that company. He ended up making this company billions to where they were straight. I don't know if the owners later on sold to another water company or what, but the point was he took them out of debt and closing and made himself a salary, made them very profitable, very happy, and it was a great thing. But one of the things he taught me is have people like different things. They all don't like the same things. Is certain things, different things that are going to attract them. So have different ways. Now, I don't have a whole bunch of money. You know, we're starting off on a very tight budget. That's the other part of this incognito marketing is being able to start where you are, whatever you have access to, right? So, which is going to be your talents and your skill sets. And if you need to write down your skill sets, you'll be surprised how much skill sets you have. You're not even paying attention to. I'm guilty of that as well. So this was the first site. You could go to Canva, get a membership. You can't do it on their free plan, but you can do it on their membership plan. And you could build yourself a little website, especially if you don't know how to build websites and you're just clueless about it. I'll show you what I did. So this is my magazine cover right here, Bookish Bites. See, is I don't know. I just love her expression. She just looks so happy, so excited. I don't know what she's excited about, but I'm excited too. So people who want to support you can pre-order the magazine. These are all clickable. Um, and it takes them to where they can pre-order the magazine. Um, it's just simple information. Welcome to Bookish Bites. And I just try to keep the theme. And I tried to make this like a simple rundown. I did have there's some things that need to be fixed on here that could be, but I'm not stressing this one out because this is not the main site, right? And this is only going to be like it's just going to give you a basic website. Um I have all the information, picture of me, signature, very simple. If you just want something simple, if you're just selling like a simple product and you just want it to have, for example, let's just say you're selling your product on Etsy, this may be a good idea. If you're selling your product on Etsy, you can actually, and you want to like really kind of separate it from the Etsy other stuff, then you can do this, and then you could put a link to that. You put all your pictures and everything of that product, all the information about that product, and put a link to it for them to buy it on Etsy. That would be another good use of this type of website. And even then, it doesn't have to have a domain name. You can just have it as a link and things. You don't if you're using it that way, you don't, there's ways to get around a domain. You got to think of what you want to spend money on or what you want to spend marketing on. And if people are just going to click on the link, you know, and if it's something where you're going to post where they just need to click on the link, then maybe you don't need a domain right now. Maybe you could hold off a little bit on the domain just to help you get your footing better. So I want to take you to, let's see if I pull up the right page. Yes, here we go. Okay, so this is where I built it. And it's really simple, guys. They're just blocks. They're just blocks. That's it. And you just put in whatever design you want. I'm trying to mimic these colors in this magazine. And so that's why I did this. I mean, Canva has, let me see. So I have all my images and stuff here. And then that's it. I just made it. It's just words and pictures. That's it. Just organizing and play with it. I don't know. On the website, this is a little weird because it looks like she's off on the website, but there's nothing I can do about it. Again, this is like simple, basic ABC website building. On the mobile, it does have it for your mobile, and it looks good on the mobile. The only thing I would say is like these words are way too small for the mobile. You can't even read it. So I would have to make these bigger. Same with this, but everything else was pretty much fine. And it was simple. You could do it a lot better than what I did. I did something really simple. So, but, and then your links, literally, this is just a button. You get that from your elements. You could pick shapes and stuff like that. And you put your button, and then you go down to text, and you put your words, and then you would click on it. I think you left click on it. Is it left click? Right click, and you would have, there's a link feature in here. Oh, here. Where is the links? Okay, it's somewhere in here. I'm not crazy. Okay, well, anyway, I think because I already have it set up. Oh, well, yeah, right here, the link. So you would put in the link. Let's just show it because I already have it set up, so it's not going to. And that's it. And then you would hit, save and publish or whatever. Publish changes. Well, for me, it's publish changes now. But publish, and that's it. It's up. You take that link and you share it to your heart's content, right? So that's one thing. So while I was trying to figure out how I was going to build the one on my actual website, that's what I was doing. So now I'm going to show you the one on my actual website. Okay. I gotta learn how to spell first. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is my actual website, jollymediainc.com. They didn't have, there's some people who get annoyed. There's some people who get annoyed when you put your LLC, like, whatever, blah, blah, LLC, .com. Well, they didn't, Jolly Media Inc. or jollymedia.com was taken. There is, Jiley is a Chinese name. So I think there was it's a Chinese company that has that. I don't know. But Jolly Media, just straight Jolly Media was taken. So I had to put Jolly Media Inc. Anyway, okay, so I have joined our fan Facebook fan page, and all I did is I have to update this page. Just warning you, but this is my Jiley Media fan page, and I will just have to update this to be what's going on currently because it's a little outdated. But I just set it up anyway. Let's go back. I made a banner. Again, I made this banner in Canva. Really simple. Just go to, this is actually a Facebook banner. So you go to Facebook banner and you make your banner in Canva. So this is all coding. And before you're like, April, I don't know how to code. I don't know how to code either. Well, I can't say that. I did learn the basics of coding, but if I was to do this on just the basic of what I know, it would not come out as nice. So just to show you, and I'm going to show you how I did, just so I'm trying to help you out so that you can find ways to, get yourself out there without having to take out a major loan. So the website, the hosting site that I use for this site is Shopify. Shopify costs $39 a month. I'm not sure if they still do it, but I think they used to have like the first 3 months you only pay $1. But after that it's $39.99 or something like that. It's $39 a month. I like Shopify, but I also have Wix, and I'm going to show you that afterwards and show you what I'm working on with that one. But okay, so this is my sales page for the Bookish Bites magazine ads. So basically, it has all the information. What I'm selling here is basically this is a special type of ad because basically I'm going to also have a sample of their audiobook. So they could send me in, let's say, anything from 500 to 800 words. I'm actually going to convert it into audio. If it's something where characters are speaking, I may or may not, depends because I don't always have the right voices. I'll either have one narrator who just reads the whole thing, or it's going to be two characters. Not sure yet. That 2 characters might be extra because it costs me extra. But right now, it is going to be narrated. And I do this for multiple reasons. There's people who, they have visual problems. They're busy. They want to check it out, but sometimes it's easier for them just to scan this and listen to it while they do whatever else they're doing. So they still get to hear it, and then they can decide, this is a book that I might want to read, So basically the author will have their book title here, their book cover, author name, and it just shows them like what the layout will look like. The one thing that's not mentioned that I should have mentioned is that the background is changeable. It doesn't have to be black. It could be whatever the theme of their book is. It could be actually even their book cover in the background, just faded a little bit. They also have, so this QR code is going to play the sample, the audio sample, and which is going to be linked to a YouTube channel. And then this is where they can purchase the book wherever they want it. So the author could send me their KDP or there's Ingram Sparks. There's all these different, things that whatever. They could send it to me, and that's the link whatever link they want to use, I'll put that in there. And then I'm showing him here, this is like a full page. If they just want to do a full page, that's for a different type of thing. And then it's just showing the different sizes. So we have some minis. These little minis, I'm just selling them for $5. Again, I'm new, so we're trying to be fair. Basically, I don't have a huge market. I don't have a big contributor like I said, like Barnes and Noble that's coming to look, waiting for me to put their magazine in the store, so nobody knows, right? These bookmarks are these book size are like gonna go into our journal section where we have It's a book review journal, so readers can actually, if they read a book, they can write down, it's kind of clear, to organize their thoughts on how they felt about the book before going to submit it onto Amazon platform or whatever platform they're reviewing the book. And there's going to be a cover of the author's book, kind of like a, hey, can you check this book out, kind of thing. So anyway, and that's it. This is all the verbiage and stuff about, you know, how it works, and all that fun stuff, right? I'm going to go back to our homepage. And so all the links, basically, that's where it leads to, because the way that it's set up is, I needed to keep track of the inventory because I could only sell so many of these slots of these spaces, because basically your magazine is real estate. And when I had went through the magazine and I researched and looked and paid attention, if you really look at it, magazines are pretty much, I want to say 90 I want to say, to be nice, 90% marketing. Honestly, I think it's 100% marketing, but I digress. We're going to just go with 90% marketing. 90% of that magazine is like ads, articles that are selling products. It's always selling, or selling you something, or selling the idea of something. So that's why I say it's like 100% marketing. So this is just talking about what you get in the ads. But all these buttons pretty much go there. This is something else. And then this goes into something else that I also do on my thing. So, but this is the official web page. So now this is on the first page of my website, JileyMediaInc.com. So how I built this was, do I even have it open? So, okay. I don't know if I have it open, and I hate to drag you guys through all my pages because I got a lot of pages. Okay, we don't need this one no more. That's something else I'm working on, but I'm going to leave that open. Oh, I don't know if I have it open. Okay, well, hold on. We'll just open up a new page. So you can use whatever AI platform you want. I like DeepSeek. Because it's free. Right? If I could just spell login in Chinese, I think I'll be good. Hold on. No, that's not it. I don't know why it came up in Chinese, but it did. Okay, that's fine. All right. So this is DeepSeek, and let me see the conversation we had. Here we go. I use it for a lot of things. I use it to help me make study guides. I use it to help me when I don't understand problems in pre-calculus and in chemistry. Like, I don't understand how to do. Look, math is kicking my butt right now, and it's weird. I'm taking pre-calculus, but for whatever reason, that sometimes I understand it more on the chemistry side than I do the pre-calculus side. But yeah, so I use this to help me study. I have it make me what I call a sleep study. So basically, and that's what I have to do now, because I have a test when I get off of spring break. I have a test when I come back from spring break, I should say. I make like a study thing where it'll basically, like, it'll take my whole chapter, summarize it, tell me important parts, tell me things, and it's just repeating it as I sleep. I play, because I normally play headphones when I'm sleeping, and that has helped me a lot with my chemistry and my pre-calculus classes, because sometimes, I swear to you, when my pre-calculus professor is up there talking, it's like he's speaking alien and he's just writing hieroglyphics on the board. I don't know what this man's talking about, but sometimes you have to kind of get past that wall. So I noticed that doing it in person first, practicing the equations, or I think in pre-calculus they call it arguments, practicing working out the arguments, and then also having the concept read to you as you're sleeping is a night. It really helps. So I think of positive ways of using AI. I think a lot of people have a negative thing about AI, rightfully so, because it can go either way. Um, it's all on how you use it and what you allow it to do. So, um, so I just wanted to show you. Let me try to show you to the conversation we had, and I told it what I was trying to do. And it now this is something new. It didn't used to do this before, but now it's like it thinks about it. It tells you it's off for 5 seconds. And you can read what it's thinking, and it comes up with all this stuff. It's like it's analyzing what I'm saying and the information I gave it, and this is what it spit back at me, like things that it would need. And then so then I had to, what did I say? Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, this is another conversation we had, but it's the same. It's the same website thing. Let me see. Oh no, wait, hold on. That's another one. Sorry guys, that was the wrong conversation. Let me see. Oh, we don't want to go that far back because okay. Same concept though. I basically asked it to build me a web page. I told it what I wanted it to look like. Let me see. Yes. So here, I had a page that it previously built that I really liked. And I was like, I want you, and I'll show you that after this. I want you to build me something similar. And I gave it that link because each one is not going to remember your last conversation. It's a whole new thing. It's, each one is different, right? So I showed it, and here's the thinking, and then it started spitting out all the code. So you could just hit copy, but just so you know, this is the little I do know about coding. This is a start. You want to, if you were ever to just copy it by hand, you want to copy all this down to make sure you get everything, because that's the beginning where it says doc HTML, and you want to get all of this. You would be amazed of how much stuff is in a website. And you want to stop it here, right? And then you copy that, and then I would take it. Let's see, is it this? Yeah. Okay, wait, I gotta go to my Shopify. I gotta find my Shopify. That's my Wix. I don't know if I have my Shopify open. Let me see. This is why I have so many pages open. It's kind of bad. Okay, so you go to online, edit theme to put. So then I took that and I wanted it under here. So you would click on this and you said add section. When it'll come down with like a pull down bar. You're gonna pick what section you're gonna pick custom custom liquid. Sorry about that. Throat dry. Okay, so you pick custom liquid, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So it's just this, and you're going to paste it in here. When you paste it in here, this comes up in that section, and then you just check to make sure the links are right and everything. So I had to go back in because when I did it, it didn't know about where I wanted it to go. It just put kind of like the button there, but it wasn't connected to anything. So I had to go back in and connect everything. If you don't know how to do that, again, you just go back to DeepThink or ChatGPT and say, hey, you take a copy of the link and you put it in the question. You say, hey, can you connect all the buttons to this link, or the buy buttons to this link for them to make the purchase, and it will rewrite the code, including that link in there. And then you just do the same thing. You go in here, you come back here, you delete all of this, and then you put in the new code. That's it. And then you hit save, publish it. or update, and you're good. Check them out, make sure it works, and you are good to go. So the one that it created before is this one, which I love. Let me see if I can. It's better to see this on the website. Okay, so I like this. So I call them hybrid books. It's basically a book with audio. Each chapter has audio reading, so you can read a chapter or listen to a chapter. It's up to you. But it's not cheap. So they can say, okay, well, my book is 10,000 words. This is estimating. And if they say, okay, well, I want like the basic package, that's how much it's going to cost. If I want like the intermediate, the middle package, that's how much it's going to cost, and so forth. So it's uh it's just a cool way. Let's see. Their book is 100,000 words. Yeah, it's gonna cost a pretty penny. It's gonna cost a pretty. It takes a lot of work. It's not easy. This is more for like high end clients that really want to take their things to the next level. So with this one, it's like it's a lot of. That's where I do the multi characters. What is this? 10,000 words audio. Yeah, so this is where I do multi characters. So each chapter, it's almost like a cinematic experience. So just imagine it's almost like creating a movie, but without the video. It's just the audio. So you're gonna hear background. You're gonna hear like if they're driving in a car, you're hearing that. If they're doing all kinds of whatever, you're gonna hear it as if you're there in the room, but you don't without the visuals. So it's a lot of work, and it takes a long time. I'm working on this my second one for one of my books, and yeah, and then also it also comes with custom music. I make music just designed just for that book. So everything, there's no copyright issues. It's a whole thing. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Oh, and one last thing before we go. I created a. Oh, I'm like, I don't think I'm like logged into the right page. So I gotta log out. Hold on. I want to show you guys. Unless I put it on here. Don't judge me. I do have a lot of pages. I don't think it's on here. So this is what I'm going to do. Oh, here it is. So this, I made a separate Facebook page for this this campaign. And moving forward, this is probably what I'm going to use for all of the business stuff. So again, this is my girl. And I don't really have much on this pages yet. I just started, so I don't have nothing much on this pages yet. But on here is where I'm going to be like when the authors that I do have that've already bought page ads, I am going to be sending out links to them to add me to their friend list from this to this page. And this is what I'm going to use kind of like a headquarters for them. So the people that I have friends on here, I only want the authors who are part of the magazine. The readers, I want them on the fan page. And then anybody who's a part of the magazine and building and constructing it or advertising in it, if they were guests, I have some who are guests on their contributors. I want them on this page. And so that when I put stuff out here, it's for them, it's for their information. I could do a group, but I think I'm so tired of groups. And I don't mind. It's information that I don't mind getting out to other people because you never know who might see it and, jump on there too. But or they say, hey, they friend requested me, say, hey, I'd really like to be a part of your magazine. That's fine. Let's see what we could do. But I just felt like this would be better. So, and then they can push their books on this page. Also, they can tag me in their stuff also in this. So that was the last thing. So with Incognito marketing, and the reason why I did that is because I felt like on my other page, I've had it for years. I've had it, I don't know, when Zuckerberg was still in college. I don't know. I've had it for a long time. And it's just like there's so much going on. There's so much that's happened in my life. It was my personal Facebook page, mainly. And then I got so many followers, it kind of converted into up like a public one, or kind of like a business one. But what I've noticed is like I feel like it's I feel like I had to separate the two. And I feel like I had to separate the two because it's almost like sometimes you people, when they expect a certain thing from you, like, it's I don't know, I just felt like my message wasn't getting out the way that I wanted to get out, you know. And then I like to go on Facebook and post my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or share. If I find somebody said something hilarious, I reshare it. But on this one, I want it to be just strict business. Strictly, right now, it's just strictly the magazine. That's all we're focused on. Magazine and books. And this is one that I plan to get those dot armbands. I don't know if you've seen those, but it's where you can scan it and it has all your contact stuff on there. It's like instead of walking around with a business card, I want to get that. So when I get that, I'm also going to talk about that and see how that's going. But so far, what I'm trying to do is separate the magazine and my books into its own professional space, aside from me and my personal stuff. And so that it comes out more professional, right? And I also am building my foundation so that when my influx comes in, I'm prepared. I'm sturdy and I'm stable and I could take it, right? So that's what I'm focusing on right now. So I'm happy to share this with you guys. And if you have any questions, if you have any pointers, I'll be happy to take it. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have a great weekend. I start spring break after this. After I turn in all my homework, I start spring break. And I'm super excited about it. But I'm still going to be posting my videos and my shorts. So I hope to see you soon. And well, I will be seeing you next week. And I will tell you what I have been doing and how it's been going with me establishing my foundation and separating, and how are the sales going. So far, we have sold, I want to say, 5 ad spaces. And now we're going to see how it goes now that I'm getting more of separating more and getting it into a more professional setting. I want to see how that goes once I start pushing that. So I plan to start pushing that over the weekend and throughout from here on out. So I'll keep you guys posted. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in.